Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ahlan wa sahlan guys, my name is Liaquat. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We're going through Al-fawz al-kabir. Do me a favor guys, hit the like button, subscribe and share my videos and leave a nice comment in the bottom as well. Alright, so we're continuing from here. We've reached page 23. وَوَقَعَ الْجَوَابُ, and an answer has occurred عن استبعادهم, from them finding far-fetched al-hashr, the great gathering on the day of Qiyamah, وَالنَّشْر, and the resurrection on the day of Qiyamah, bil-wajhain, in two ways. So in other words, remember when they were basically saying that we don't believe that Allah is going to bring us back to life, and we don't believe there's going to be this massive gathering of all mankind on the day of Qiyamah. We don't believe in that. So Allah responds in the Quran to this in two ways. أولا بالقياس على إحياء الأرض, making an analogy upon giving life to the dead land or land, وَنَحْوِهَا, and other things similar to that, min imbat, from or of growing, ma alayha, that which is upon it. So in other words, Allah is showing mankind that just like if you look outside the window and you see in the winter everything dead, nothing growing, and then all of a sudden in spring when the rains come, everything starts to grow. So min imbat ma alayha, everything growing upon it. That shows if it's possible for a dead land to give life to plants and become green again, isn't it possible that Allah can bring the dead back to life? وَتَنْقِيحْ مَنَاطِ الْقِيَاسِ, تَنْقِيحْ مَنَاطِ الْقِيَاسِ, it means the cause. تَنْقِيحْ manat is like the illah, the underlying reason, the illah. هُوَ الشُّمُول, which is including or inclusiveness of the qudrat of Allah, the ability, power of Allah. جَمِيعُ الْمُمْكِنَات, all of the creation. So mumkinat is basically anything which is possible to exist. It's a kind of fancy word that's used for creation, mumkinat. So in other words, Allah's qudra is inclusive of all the mumkinat. Mumkinat include me, you, animals, sky, the earth, the planets, the stars, everything is mumkinat. وَإِمْكَانُ إِعَادَةِ الْأَجْسَادِ, and the possibility of bringing back أَعَادَ يُعِيدُ إِعَادَةً الْأَجْسَادِ, the bodies. So in other words, the first argument, or the first response is that Allah, He shows that this is possible by practically showing them that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can bring back to life the land after it's dead, and that this cause, which is the cause of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bringing the dead land back to life, and obviously that includes, if Allah can do that with plants, why can't He do that with stars and planets and human beings and other things? So it's Allah's qudra is shamil, it's inclusive of all the mumkinat, all of the things in the universe which are possible to exist, i.e. creatures or creation. وَإِمْكَانِ إِعَادَةِ الْأَجْسَادِ, and the possibility, which includes the possibility of resurrecting the bodies again. Right, so you see how beautifully Allah mentions this. Allah brings an analogy over here. So if we were to draw this, I possibly would say something like this then. So for instance, that how would Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring the dead back to life? Right? So someone who is dead, right, how is He going to bring him back to life? So Allah, He shows an example of, isn't it possible that Allah can make the tree grow from a dead piece of land? Isn't that possible? If that is possible, then the possibility of bringing the dead back to life is there. Because although these are two different things, this obviously is a plant and this is a human, but the qudra of Allah, when Allah shows that He has the ability to be able to bring the dead plant back to life, then that means just like the plant is Allah's creation, Allah can bring any other creation back to life. Why is it hard for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Okay, so this is the qudrat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the first one. The second one, وَبَيَانِ بِبَيَانِ, the second is مُوَافَقَةِ قَائِلِيَ الْكُتُبِ الْإِلَهِيَّةِ, the explanation of agreement with those people who say qa'ili al-kutub al-ilahiyati, the divine books, the ilahi books, the books that have come from Allah. So which books have come from Allah? The Torah and the Zabur and the Injil and all of those. وَمُعْتَرِفِيهَا, and those people who accept them. Right? So i'tiraf means to confess or to affirm. فِي الْإِخْبَارِ بِالْحَشْرِ, so all those people who affirm of the reports that have come in the past books of there being a great hashr, gathering, and a great nashr, resurrection. For ashabu sahaif, so the people of the sahifas, people of the divine books, right? So ashabu sahaif, wal kutub al ilahiyati, and the divine books كلهم, all of them, قالوا, they said, بإمكان وقوع الحشر والنشر, that with the possibility of the occurrence of the great Hashr gathering and the great Nashr. فإن كتبهم, for indeed their books, their divine holy books, أخبرت بهما, have mentioned these two things happening. So the Christians mention it, the Jews mention it. وهم أخبروا من بعدهم, and they were the ones who told the people who came after them. So in other words, Allah is showing the mushriks that this is not something which the Muslims only claim. This is in fact something which is also found in the Jewish scriptures and the Christian scriptures as well. All of their books actually have this. So why are you finding it hard to believe? So the rational argument is just like Allah can bring a seed or a dead piece of land back to life by making everything grow on there once again. Why is it hard to believe that Allah can bring the dead back to life on the day of Qiyamah? And also to affirm this, to reinforce this argument, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the Jews and the Christians of how they were able to mention all of this in their books. So either everyone is wrong and you're just right, or maybe you haven't understood it properly, which seems to be the case. Okay, so let's have a look then. Right, so let's have a look. So these are the two arguments: the dead, bringing back to life, and historically. Okay, so the Jews, the Christians, and the Jews, all of them having in their book, and the Muslims, Islam, all of them having in their books that there's going to be this great Hashr and Nashr, right? Two great things that will occur. Alright, so let's have a look in the Quran then. Alright, so first of all, let's go to Surah. Okay, let's go to Surah Qaf, verse 9 to 11. Alright, so Surah Qaf. Now you guys try as well to follow me in this as well. So and make a note in your Qurans with a pencil or something. Right, so you guys can follow. So verse 9 to 11. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. Okay, so over here. وَنَزَّلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً مُبَارَكًا فَأَنْبَتْنَا. So, if I just hold this page down. وَنَزَّلْنَا مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, we sent down, Allah says, from the sky, blessed water. فَأَنْبَتْنَا بِهِ, and we grew with it, جَنَّاتٍ, gardens, وَحَبَّ الْحَصِيدِ, and harvested seeds. وَالنَّخْلَ, and date palms, بَاسِقَاتٍ, long and tall, لَهَا طَلْعٌ نَضِيدٌ, which has a fruit or tal' at the top, nadid, organized nicely. So the fruit are all nicely packaged together. Like if you've ever seen bananas all packaged together, that's called nadid. Rizqan lil ibad. All of this is sustenance for the creation, the subjects. Wa ahyayna bihi baldatan mayta. And we gave life with it, with the water, to a dead city. Right. So if you look from a drone view, you can actually see a whole massive land looks dead. Then a few days later, a few hours later even, all of a sudden it becomes green. كَذَلِكَ الْخُرُوجِ, like that will be the emergence. And the emergence refers to, on the day of Qiyamah, the resurrection. Right. So in other words, all of this Allah explains, look, this is exactly what can happen. Right. By just simply observing the signs in the universe, you can understand how the day of Qiyamah will actually happen. Right. And this is a great sign for us in this. Alright, so this is one of the verses to do with this. Let's have a look at a verse related to bringing the dead back to life then. Alright, so another verse. So Surah A'raf, verse 29. Okay, so Surah A'raf, verse 29. Alright, so over here, Surah A'raf, verse 29. وقالت أولاهم لأخراهم. Okay, let's have a look here. Is the right one? Surah A'raf, verse 57. My apologies. And I see, interestingly, if you look at verse 56, هو الذي يرسل الرياح. He is the one who sends the winds, bushran, which are bring glad tidings, بين يدي رحمته, in front of mercy. Okay, preceding Allah's mercy. حتى إذا أقلت سحابا, until the clouds will gather, ثقالا, in heaviness. سقناه, we drove it, لبلد ميت, a dead land. فأنزلنا به الماء, we sent down with it water. فأخرجنا به, and we brought out with it من كل الثمرات, all types of fruit. كذلك نخرج الموتى, and like that we will bring the dead back to life. لعلكم تذكرون, and like so that maybe you might reflect. والبلد الطيب, والبلد الطيب, the beautiful land, pure land. يخرج نباته بإذن ربه, its crops and its plants come out بإذن ربه, with the permission of their Rabb. والذي خبث, and that land which has become desolate or filthy, لا يخرج إلا نكدا, does not come out except that it is naked, that it is really, really disgusting and bad and terrible. كذلك نصرف الآيات, and like that we show the signs, we turn the signs. لقوم يشكرون, so for a people who are grateful. لقد أرسلنا نوحا, indeed we sent Nuh, and then he goes on to mention about the story of Nuh alayhi salam. Alright, so here this is basically how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing this sort of like whole land process that's taking place. Okay, so let's have a look at Surah Anbiya verse 104. Surah Anbiya verse 104. Okay, Allah says, لا يسمعون يوم نطوي السماء. Remember the day we will roll up the sky كطي السجل, like the rolled up scrolls, الكتب for books. كما بدأنا أول خلق, just like we started the first creation. نعيده, we will repeat it, we'll bring it back. وعدا علينا, this is a promise we have made upon ourselves. إنا كنا فاعلين, wallahi, by Allah, indeed we will make this happen. Right, so again, here's indication towards bringing the dead back to life again. Surah Qaf verse 15. Surah Qaf back again, verse 15. Okay, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أَفَعَيِّنَا بِالْخَلْقِ الْأَوَّلِ. O people, has the first creation become difficult upon us? Ayina, meaning have we find it toilsome? Have we found it difficult when we created the first creation? Is it not hard for us to recreate? بَلْ هُمْ فِي لَبْسٍ مِّنْ خَلْقٍ جَدِيدٍ. Rather, these people are confused, or in confusion regarding a new creation. Right, so in other words, Allah is indicating here that, do you think because Allah created everything in the universe, now He's tired and He can't do anything else? Of course not. Allah is almighty, all powerful, omnipotent. Allah can do anything He wants. So Allah is not weak. Allah has not become weakened. أَفَعَيِّنَا, no, it's a question. Allah has not become weakened by the first creation. He can actually bring back everything once again. And as for the issue with regards to the people of the book, then this is something which, and time again, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the previous books confirming what the Quran says, and the Quran confirming what the books say. So for example, if you go to Surah Al-Imran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions, نزل عليك الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه. Allah has sent down the kitab, the Quran, which with truth, مصدقا, affirming what is in front of it, meaning what came before it, the Torah and Injil. وأنزل التوراة, and He is the one who sent down the Torah and the Injil من قبل, previously, هدى للناس, which was a guidance for the people. وأنزل الفرقان, He sent down the divider, the Furqan, the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned that these books are actually confirming. So therefore, the themes and topics that are found in the Quran are also found in the previous books, and vice versa as well. Okay, so we'll stop there then. So these are basically what he mentioned. Just to summarize, that the response to those people who say that Allah cannot bring the dead back to life on the day of Qiyamah and not bring them together again, there's two arguments for this. The first is the rational argument that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just like He can bring the dead land back to life and make it grow with all these plants and foliage, likewise Allah can bring the dead back to life as well. And also, if you don't believe in this, then ask the Jews and the Christians. They also affirm this as well. So it's not that the Muslims have come out with this themselves. This is something which is found in all these books. Alright, then we'll stop there. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys benefit from this. Let me know if there's any comments that you have or anything that inshallah I can help you guys with. And thank you for my patrons, support my channel. If you guys want to become patrons, please think about it, consider it. Helps me a lot. And I'll see you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.